Hello everyone. In this video we're gonna compare AMD and NVIDIA stock. Now I personally think NVIDIA is a better company right now, but I would rather buy AMD stock. And in this video we're gonna talk about why. Now first, quickly about me. I am a stock market enthusiast, and I have been for like 8 years. I have been outperforming the market since 2019. My investment philosophy is shoot big, hold 1 to 3 companies only for at least 5 years, and get good returns. I usually shoot for stocks who have massive upside and relatively small risk. And I had bought Tesla before COVID, and I still hold it right now. My cost basis for Facebook or Meta is about 160, mostly from 2019. And yeah, and at the end of the video I'm gonna tell if I have held these stocks, AMD or NVIDIA, if I'm gonna buy them or if I'm holding them right now. So first, let me start with a metaphor. Now imagine you are hiking in the countryside on a hot summer's day. You are sweaty, you are tired, and you're thirsty. And you got a choice. You have perfect supermarket, amazing apples. But they are very expensive. Let's say one apple costs $5. Or you can have a pretty good apple from the garden, which is also tasty, which is also nice, but it's maybe not that perfect. But it's only 40 cents. And the metaphor is how good is the apple? The apple is the metaphor is for how much potential the stock has, in my opinion. Now let's start first with NVIDIA data center quarterly revenue. You can see that these past quarters there has been insane growth, and there has been insane profits, and there has been insane stock price jump. And the stock already reflects that. Investors are now used to the insane growth that NVIDIA has and is going to have in the coming quarters. But my point is that eventually, quarter after quarter growth, or year after year growth, is eventually gonna slow down, and the rate that the growth happens is gonna start to slow down, and that is a constant negative pressure on the stock growth potential. But AMD, what I believe is that massive growth that NVIDIA's data center part of business had is ahead of AMD. It's not happening right now, and the growth is starting to accelerate. Year over year or quarter after quarter, growth is only gonna increase, and that is the opposite of what's happening to NVIDIA. And yeah, NVIDIA has MI300s, the chips. I'm gonna talk about a little bit about them later in this video. But they have MI350 coming out later this year, and they have MI400 coming out maybe next year, probably next year. So that is something very exciting, and what I expect to see is massive jump in revenue for AMD. And yeah, so I want to talk about global semiconductor market value potential in the future. I have some graph about some prediction, but we can all agree that by 2030 the market for semiconductors is gonna expand massively even more. AI is going nowhere. We cannot know which AI applications will be more successful, which are gonna scale exponentially, what are we gonna use the most in our daily lives. But we know for sure that NVIDIA and AMD is gonna power them. The best thing to do in a gold rush is to sell shovels. And yeah, my point with this is that even if NVIDIA is extremely successful, that doesn't mean that AMD is not gonna succeed. There's gonna be plenty of money to go around for both companies, and I expect both of them to have insane revenues in either case. So the next part is very important, and I want to talk about inference versus training. You may not know that training AI and using the AI, which is inference, actually has different kinds of requirements from chips, meaning that one chip may be more efficient for training the AI, and one chip may be more efficient for running the inference. And these past years, all the focus has been on inference, on training. And NVIDIA's chips are perfect for training the AI, and all their success and pretty much all of their insane revenue that they had is from companies buying their chips to train the AI. But AMD is focusing on a different thing. They are focusing on inference. They are playing the long game. They are sure that during long periods of time, it's gonna be much more useful to have chips for actually using the AI, not training the AI. So they have been already for a long time focusing on inference. And I completely agree. I will show you a small short clip from AMD's CEO Lisa Su.
So MY300?
MI300, you got it.
You heard it here first. Performance-wise, this is going to be competitive with the H100 or exceed the H100?
It is definitely going to be competitive from your training workloads.
H100 is, by the way, the NVIDIA's chip.
Type things, but one of the things that we've done, and in the AI market, there's no one size fits all as it relates to chips. There are some that are going to be exceptional for training. There are some that are going to be exceptional for inference, and that depends on how you put it together. What we've done with MI300 is we've built an exceptional product for inference, especially large language model inference. So when we look going forward, much of what work is done right now is companies kind of training and deciding what their models are going to be. But going forward, we actually think inference is going to be a larger market, and that plays well into some of what we've designed MI300 for.
Yeah, so you see, AMD is already focusing on inference of actually using the AI. I'm sure their next chips, 350 and 400, are gonna focus on them and be even more efficient and powerful for inference as well. So there's a large chance that companies, for example, your ChatGPT probably will be run on AMD chips, and that's gonna be a massive demand for AMD for their chips. And of course, NVIDIA is not stupid. They're gonna realize this. They already know this, but for now, their chips are perfect for training AI. And yeah, I am not worrying because the market is gonna be large for both of them and demand is gonna be massive anyways. Let's move further. FPGAs. AMD recently, in the last few years, acquired a company called Xilinx. Now the acquisition was not that easy because regulatory approval was complicated because there were doubts about how much AMD is gonna dominate that space. But it was successful. Now what are FPGAs? FPGAs are chips that can be reprogrammed after their manufacture. They're made of building blocks that can be rearranged based on needs. Now when you imagine a neural net, that is perfect for them. That is exactly what they are needed for. And not only for neural nets, it's very promising technology, but especially for neural nets. Now my first thought is, if you want to run AI in-house, in the device, let's say a small, like a future smartphone that runs AI, one option is to have the neural net working somewhere far away in a data center with large chips and cooling or whatever. But if you want to run it on house, then FPGA is the perfect processor for that process. And you can start to think that possibilities are limitless. And that is pretty much where we're heading right now, what the technology that we're gonna use is gonna be. And AMD has this technology exclusively. NVIDIA is not doing FPGAs. And this technology is already used in very serious ways. And I have a list. I can name just the few of them where FPGAs made by AMD are used currently. So they're used in Tesla cars. They're used for Mercedes advanced driver systems. They are used in telecommunication 5G towers. They're used by Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, NASA space stations, DJI drones, and so many others. So this is another massive bullish part of AMD that I think already is making them money, but have insane potential in the future. And that showcases again how future looking is Lisa Su leadership. I'm sorry, by the way, English is not my native language. Sometimes it's hard for me to speak out my mind, but yeah, so I hope you understand how massive this opportunity is. Yeah, so if you appreciate my video, please leave a like. I put some effort into this video. So yeah, so I'm gonna tell you what I did. First of all, about NVIDIA. About the same time that I went all in Tesla stock, I distantly saw NVIDIA's potential. I didn't go full on in the research for it because I already was so preoccupied with Tesla, so I missed out on NVIDIA's opportunity. I have never invested in NVIDIA, although I saw that there's some large potential. I didn't really didn't really research it enough to buy the stock, but I didn't have money anyway, so because I was all in Tesla. But right now, when Tesla was 400, when I think Trump was elected, Tesla stock jumped really high, and I already saw AMD potential, and that was a great opportunity to sell off some of my gains from Tesla stock, and I bought AMD heavily. But then there was another moment when AMD dipped down below $100 per stock, and I went really all in. I bought so much AMD. That's like, in my opinion, insane opportunity. And even now, when it's like AMD stock has climbed just in like a week or two to 120, I still think it's a massive opportunity. Currently I'm out of cash, so I'm not gonna be buying right now, but slowly I think I will continue to buy AMD stock. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna be making more and more videos, and I promise that I'm just starting this out now, so the learning curve is gonna come quick and my videos will improve fast. I promise you. And also I will reply to all the comments that you can write. So please write a comment, please subscribe if you want to see more videos. So thank you very much. Bye.